Nuclear energy was never meant to be quiet. From the moment it was discovered, it promised unlimited power and unimaginable destruction. Two sides of the same force. What started as a wartime experiment quickly became something else. A solution, a way to power cities and industries and entire nations without burning the planet alive. Today, nuclear power is everywhere, hidden behind concrete domes, buried beneath layers of steel, guarded, regulated, monitored. Or at least that's the idea. Globally, governments have invested over $300 billion into nuclear infrastructure, reactors, cooling systems, waste storage facilities, security networks, all built on one promise: control. But nuclear systems don't work like other machines. You can't just shut them down. You can slow them, stabilize them, monitor them. But once they exist, they demand constant attention, forever. A nuclear reactor doesn't sleep, even when it's off. The fuel keeps generating heat. Cooling systems must run. Backup systems must stay online. Human operators must stay alert. One mistake is enough. That's the paradox. Nuclear power was sold as a solution to instability, yet it created a system that can never be allowed to fail. In countries around the world, reactors built decades ago are still running today, not because they're modern, but because replacing them is more dangerous than keeping them alive. Shutting down a nuclear plant is not an end. It's a process that can take decades. Fuel must be cooled, materials must be stored, sites must be guarded long after electricity stops flowing. And then there's the waste. Radioactive materials that remain dangerous for thousands of years, longer than civilizations last, longer than governments exist. So the waste is buried deep underground, encased in steel and concrete, marked with warnings, meant to survive languages. A message to the future: do not dig here. Yet the world keeps building more because demand keeps rising. Electric cars, data centers, AI systems. Clean energy is no longer optional, and nuclear is one of the few sources that can deliver at scale. This is how the system grows, not through ambition, through necessity. Every new reactor locks another generation into the same responsibility. Maintain it, protect it, never let it fail. Nuclear energy doesn't just produce power, it produces obligation. And once a country commits, there is no easy way back, because turning it off would be more dangerous than letting it run. The illusion of control. Nuclear disasters don't start with explosions. They start with silence, a sensor that stops reporting, a valve that reacts too slowly, a human who hesitates for just 1 second. History is filled with near misses, incidents the public never heard about, moments where disaster was avoided, not by design, but by luck. In multiple countries, reactors have come dangerously close to losing full control. Cooling pumps failed, backup generators stalled, emergency systems activated seconds too late. Each time, engineers were pushed beyond protocol, improvising under pressure. The problem is not incompetence, it's complexity. Modern nuclear systems are so advanced that no single human fully understands them. Operators don't control reactors anymore. They supervise algorithms that control reactors. Automation was meant to reduce risk. Instead, it introduced a new one. When systems behave unexpectedly, humans must intervene. In environments they rarely practice for, training can simulate failure. Reality never matches the simulation. Then there's aging infrastructure. Many reactors operating today were built in the 1970s and 80s. They were never designed to run this long. Yet extending their lifespan is cheaper than replacing them. So they stay online. Maintenance becomes surgical. Components are replaced mid-operation. Upgrades happen without shutdowns. Errors are unacceptable because stopping the system creates risks of its own. Natural disasters make everything worse. Earthquakes, floods, heat waves, events that nuclear plants were never fully designed to face. Climate change increases their frequency. And with each extreme event, the margin for error shrinks. The public often believes nuclear power is either perfectly safe or catastrophically dangerous. The truth is more unsettling. It exists in a constant state between those extremes. Governments know this, which is why transparency is limited. Public confidence is critical. Fear can shut down entire energy policies, so incidents are reclassified, minimized, buried in technical language. This is not conspiracy, it's risk management. If this documentary is making you rethink how modern systems really work, take a second to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people discover these stories that rarely get told in full. B. As nuclear energy expands again, new reactors are being built. Smaller, faster, more automated, marketed as safer. But safety always depends on assumptions, and assumptions age quickly. Meanwhile, nuclear waste continues to accumulate. No country has a permanent solution. Storage sites are temporary by design. Future generations inherit the problem. With no say in the decision, the system doesn't stop growing. Because the alternative, energy instability, is worse. So the world accepts the risk, quietly. The question is no longer whether nuclear power is safe. The question is whether humanity can live with a system that demands perfection forever. When the future is already decided, nuclear power doesn't end with electricity, it ends with responsibility. A responsibility that lasts longer than governments, longer than economies, longer than memory itself. Every reactor built today creates obligations for centuries. Fuel must be cooled, waste must be guarded, facilities must be monitored, even after the lights go out. Decommissioning a nuclear plant is often more expensive than building it. Structures are dismantled piece by piece, materials are tested, classified, stored. Sites remain restricted for generations. The system never truly disappears, and yet the world keeps building more. Because alternatives can't scale fast enough. Solar and wind fluctuate, batteries degrade, energy demand never sleeps. Nuclear fills the gaps, quietly, reliably, relentlessly. Geopolitics adds another layer. Nuclear technology spreads influence. Fuel supply chains create dependency. Reactor maintenance requires alliances. Energy security becomes leverage. Power plants are no longer just infrastructure. They are strategy. Some countries push forward aggressively, others hesitate. But once nuclear enters the system, reversing course becomes nearly impossible. Too much depends on it. Jobs, grid stability, national planning. The next phase is already here. AI-assisted reactor control, autonomous safety systems, predictive maintenance powered by data. The system learns faster than humans, and one day it may operate beyond human understanding. This is not science fiction, it's policy. The world didn't build nuclear power because it was perfect. It built it because it worked. And once it worked, it became essential. That's how systems become unstoppable, not through ambition, through dependence. The question we face now is not whether nuclear power should exist. It already does. The question is whether humanity can manage a force that demands eternal vigilance. Because unlike other technologies, nuclear power does not forgive. It waits. If you want more documentaries that go beyond headlines and reveal the hidden cost of the world's biggest systems, like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. These stories don't end when construction does. They shape the world long after.